A life cut short, Teresita Basa's story begins. Teresita Basa was a woman with dreams, aspirations, and a heart full of hope. She left the Philippines, her homeland, in search of a better life in the United States. She landed in Chicago, a bustling city full of promise and opportunities. Teresita was a dedicated respiratory therapist, committed to helping others breathe easier and live healthier lives. She was known for her kindness, her compassion, and her warm, inviting smile. But her life, full of hope and potential, was tragically cut short in a way no one could have imagined. This is the extraordinary story of how Teresita Basa, even in death, managed to solve her own murder. Teresita's story is one of those rare cases that stick with you, haunting your thoughts. It's a story that blurs the line between the living and the dead, between reality and the supernatural. It's a tale of betrayal, justice, and the unwavering spirit of a woman determined to have her voice heard, even from beyond the grave. Join us as we delve into the chilling and mysterious case of Teresita Basa, a case that continues to fascinate, intrigue, and haunt us to this very day. The chilling discovery, a body found in the ashes. It was a cold February morning in 1977 when firefighters responded to a call at an apartment building in Chicago. Smoke billowed from a unit on the second floor. Inside, they found a horrifying scene. A fire had raged, leaving behind charred furniture and debris, and then they saw her. A woman's body lay on the floor, burned beyond recognition. The victim was Teresita Basa. She had been stabbed multiple times before the fire was set. The brutality of the crime shocked the community. Who could have done this to such a kind and gentle soul? As investigators sifted through the ashes, they were determined to find answers. Little did they know the key to solving the case would come from the victim herself. Whispers from beyond. Teresita's spirit seeks justice. Weeks turned into months, and the case grew cold. The police were baffled. There were no signs of forced entry, no witnesses, and no obvious suspects. Just when it seemed like Teresita's murder would remain unsolved, something extraordinary happened. Her co-worker Remy Chua began experiencing strange and unsettling events. Remy reported vivid dreams of Teresita. In these dreams, Teresita would appear to her, distraught and pleading for help. She would describe details of her murder, details that only the killer could have known. At first, Remy dismissed these dreams as grief and stress, but as the dreams persisted and the details became more specific, she couldn't shake the feeling that something more sinister was at play. The medium's trance, a name emerges from the shadows. Desperate for answers, Remy confided in her husband, who suggested they consult a psychic. They had tried everything else, but nothing seemed to work. Skeptical but desperate, Remy agreed. She had her doubts, but she was willing to try anything at this point. They found a well-respected medium in the Filipino community, a woman known for her ability to connect with the spirit world. Her reputation preceded her, and many had sought her guidance. During the session, the medium went into a trance. The atmosphere in the room shifted, becoming almost palpable. She claimed to be channeling Teresita's spirit. Her voice changed, taking on an otherworldly quality. The room grew heavy with anticipation as the medium spoke in a voice that sent chills down their spines. Every word she uttered seemed to hang in the air. She relayed Teresita's pleas for justice. The urgency in her voice was unmistakable. And then she uttered a name, Alan Showery. The name echoed in the room, leaving everyone in stunned silence. The name meant nothing to Remy, but she knew she had to tell the police. It was a lead, however tenuous. Could this be the break they had been waiting for? The possibility brought a glimmer of hope. Could this name, whispered from beyond the grave, lead them to Teresita's killer? The answer lay in the hands of the investigators. Section 5. Alan Showery Unmasked, The Killer's Betrayal of Trust. Armed with the name Alan Showery, detectives sprang into action. Their investigation revealed a shocking connection to Teresita. Showery was a former co-worker at the hospital where Teresita worked. He was known to have a gambling problem and was deeply in debt. Had he targeted Teresita for her savings? The pieces of the puzzle began to fall into place. Showery had visited Teresita's apartment on the night of her murder. He had stolen her jewelry and other valuables, pawning them for cash. Confronted with this evidence, Showery cracked. He confessed to the crime, detailing the horrific events of that fateful night. He admitted to stabbing Teresita multiple times and then setting the fire to cover his tracks. Section 6. The weight of evidence, a confession and a guilty plea. This chapter delves into the pivotal moments that led to a shocking revelation and a courtroom drama that gripped the nation. Showery's confession sent shockwaves through the community, leaving everyone in a state of disbelief and horror. The man who had worked alongside Teresita, who had shared meals with her, had betrayed her in the most unimaginable way. It was a betrayal that cut deep, leaving scars on those who knew them both. In 1979, Alan Showery stood trial for the murder of Teresita Basa. The courtroom was packed, with every seat filled by those eager to see justice served. The prosecution presented a strong case, built on Showery's confession, the stolen jewelry, and eyewitness accounts, placing him at the scene of the crime. Each piece of evidence seemed to tighten the noose around Showery. The defense argued that Showery's confession was coerced, and that the evidence was circumstantial. They painted a picture of a man under immense pressure, forced into a corner. However, the jury was unconvinced. They saw through the defense's arguments and focused on the overwhelming evidence presented. They found Alan Showery guilty of murder. The verdict was a culmination of weeks of intense deliberation and emotional testimony. The courtroom erupted in gasps and sobs as the verdict was read. It was a moment of raw emotion, a release of pent-up tension. Teresita's family, who had travelled from the Philippines to witness justice being served, wept openly. Their journey had been long and arduous, but it had finally reached a resolution. After years of waiting, they finally had their answer. Justice had been served, and the weight of uncertainty was lifted from their shoulders. Section 7. Justice prevails, Showery's sentence and Teresita's legacy. The judge, visibly moved by the brutality of the crime and the strength of Teresita's spirit, sentenced Alan Showery to 14 years in prison. It was the maximum sentence allowed by law at the time. While some argued that the sentence was not harsh enough, it provided a sense of closure for Teresita's loved ones. Teresita's story serves as a chilling reminder that evil can lurk in the most unexpected places. It also highlights the importance of listening to our intuition and never giving up hope in the pursuit of justice. Though her life was tragically cut short, Teresita's spirit lived on, guiding investigators to her killer and ensuring that he would be held accountable for his actions. Section 8. The enduring mystery questions linger despite conviction. Despite the conviction, Teresita's case continues to fascinate and baffle people to this day. How could a spirit communicate with the living and lead to the apprehension of her killer? Was it a genuine connection with the afterlife or a series of coincidences that led to Showery's arrest? These questions remain unanswered. Skeptics argue that Remy's dreams were simply a manifestation of her grief and that the medium's pronouncements were nothing more than lucky guesses. They point to the lack of scientific evidence to support the existence of spirits or the ability to communicate with the dead. However, believers counter that Teresita's case is a testament to the power of the human spirit and the enduring bond between loved ones even in death. Section 9. Teresita's story, a testament to the power of truth. Whether you believe in the paranormal or remain skeptical, there's no denying the impact of Teresita Basa's story. It's a tale that has captivated audiences for decades, inspiring books, documentaries, and countless articles. Her case serves as a reminder that even in the darkest of times, truth has a way of coming to light. And so, the legacy of Teresita Basa lives on. She is remembered not only as a victim of a horrific crime, but as a symbol of resilience, determination, and the unbreakable bond between the living and the dead. Her story continues to spark debate and intrigue, leaving us to ponder the mysteries of the universe and the enduring power of the human spirit. Section 10. Stay connected, subscribe and like for more true crime. If you found this story as captivating as we did, be sure to subscribe to our channel for more true crime documentaries and investigations. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and share it with your friends who love a good mystery. And as always, thanks for watching.